What's up, ugly-ass niggas? This your boy J Miles, and now I'm back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking, but most importantly, make sure you share it for your ugly-ass friends. On today's video, we will be covering Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan, and this one right here is the Episode 6 recap. Now, for those of y'all that's been following me for a while, you pretty much already know what it is. But for the newer people, welcome. This is not like your typical recap. This is the ugly-ass nigga style and how I've seen it go down. So basically, we'll be pointing at all of the key components of the episode and giving it that ugly-ass nigga taste to it. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. Now we start the things off. Of course, they're at the memorial of your boy Famous. He has now passed away. Of course, there's a lot of mourning going on. And then you see Rock. She's very much worried about Kanan because she knows that more than likely he is going to be retaliating for the death of his best friend. And she's having a conversation with Lou here. And she like, Kanan's gonna want some revenge for his little glad friend. And then Lou tells her he ain't the only one. Then, you know, Rock, she a little shocked. She like, hold on, I thought you were done with this lad. Shit like that. And of course, Lulu was like, I'll make an exception for Fame. Next, you can see, I just wanted to point this out here. I mean, I could be reaching a little bit. I don't know, but looking at this stage here, the only reason why this is here is because just looking at the stage here, y'all, it kind of look a lot like the setup for when, you know, Ghost walked up into his Uncle Gabe's spot and said that was his father's nightclub. Correct me if I am wrong, but it does look a lot like it in my opinion. Now, I didn't go back to research and look at it further, but from what I remember, it looks a lot like it. Anyways, next, you get to Lou and Jessica. You know, they share a moment. And I always want to put it here because you can see that Lou was legit shedding tears. That tells you the love that he actually had for Famous. You know what I'm saying? Even though they had their little moments, you know, Lou always kind of looked out for him. But anyways, next we get to Juke. And Juke, she's basically saying, you know, she ain't seen Jessica in a minute. And she was asking Kanan, what did she say what did Jessica say about what the cops were talking about? And of course, Kanan was like, she ain't told him nothing because she knew what he... And then Crystal asked why not. And she said, because Kanan told her because they know what kind of glad shit I'll do. But next, we're going to go ahead and skip up out of the funeral and go ahead and go to your boy Neek. He's paying another visit to your boy Phil Russo, and he's letting them know, look, I got them big ass niggas that you wanted me to put in place. All I need from you is money and muscle. And Phil was like, oh, just money and muscle? You come like this, just small shit, they glad, nigga. But you know, as Stefano said, Unique is a very, what was the exact words he said? He was saying he was a great conversationist or something like that. You know, he was good at talking people into getting his way. So basically, he was able to sweet talk Phil into go ahead and agreeing to his terms and setting him up to get his soldiers. And of course, he'll be supplying him with some money to get the product ready from Quan. But anyways, next we get to Rock and Marvin. And Rock is not too happy. She like, so you just gonna kill the ugly-ass nigga Terry? He was like, the ugly-ass nigga was running out from the mouth and stuff. He was like, he was gonna go to the cops and stuff. She like, that ugly-ass nigga wasn't gonna do that. He do that, he go to jail. And of course, Marvin was like, well, he wouldn't worry about a jail apparently. And she was like, we can't afford to have the other little coked up ugly-ass nigga in charge of our operation. They don't tell him what his little lad gonna do. And Marvin like, how about we just take his little ass out? And Rock was like, then what we gonna do, Glad nigga? Come on. It's almost like they had a Ghost and Tommy moment. Think, Tommy. She was ready to hit his ass with that. Like, but anyways, now that you put that Glad nigga in charge, you the one in charge of him. Keep him in line. So, oh my bad. So next, they go ahead and pay this Glad nigga a visit. And Marvin, as you know, because the Glad nigga was talking about making the room colorful and stuff. He was doing lines. The mind was ugly as hell. For real. And Marvin tried to rough him up to put some fear in him. And that mind almost got turned on by it. He was like, dang, the Glad nigga. I didn't know you were strong like that. Hold on. And that's when Rock was like, just leave him alone, Marvin. The mind ain't even scared of him. He's so ugly, he don't even know how to be scared. So, basically, they almost at the mercy of this ugly ass nigga right here, who looks like Ching Hao from The Five Elements. If you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's an old ass movie. But anyways, they ended up talking to this ugly ass nigga. They was like, look, our trucks need to move, ugly ass nigga. And basically, he said he'll get it done, but hey, we know this shit gonna go wrong. Anyways, next we get to this little ugly ass dwarf, somebody from Sesame Street looking ass motherfucker here called OC. I don't know, it just bothers me every time I see this little ass nigga. But anyway, Kanan asking them what they heard, and they over there saying all kinds of BS. And he like, nigga, I'm talking about what you heard about Famous and that, nigga. And he was like, we ain't heard nothing about that. So pretty much Kane was like, look, put the word out with ass niggas that I'm paying good money for anybody who got any information on Fame. Also, Kanan was able to catch his little glass in a lie. Like, cause at first he was saying they ain't got no product. Then his little glass gonna say, oh, we got a little bit. So Kanan should be catching on to this little glass nigga, but it kind of seemed like he's so distracted by the Famous situation that he's not really thinking clearly. But we all know that this gonna come back on him full circle eventually. Next, we go ahead and get to this. Only reason I put this in here because I just wanted to flex on you ugly ass niggas a little bit, letting y'all know that all y'all ugly ass niggas that was swearing up and down that the current timeline was in late 93 or 1994, you are dead wrong, because as you can see right here on the obituary for Famous, it says the year is 1992, which should have been obvious, but some kind of way y'all wasn't able to find this out. So I believe it's in 90. I believe they're saying he died in October. You give it 3 months, so we get early 93, like I said in the first place. But anyways, next we get to your boy Kanan. He is going back and dropping off more money for his stash that he has locked away at a storage unit. But we know that's going to be a big issue because he has a little critter that's been creeping, and he followed him to the shed, and we know next episode this little minion is going to make a move on it. Next, we get to your boy Garcia. He's having a conversation with Famous mom. Basically, he's telling her, look, if you can work with us, we can help get the little glass niggas that they did this to your son. And she was telling him, I tried to ask your little glad, but you didn't care a glass nigga. And basically he was kind of saying the wrong words. He was like, Famous did some bad things and he was in some bad shit and all kinds of little glad shit he was saying. And I know a lot of y'all believe that he was behind the murder of Famous. Me personally, I don't think so. But anyways, he also confirmed that Famous was helping investigate about the murder of a dead cop. Obviously, we think that the dead cop is none other than Detective Howard. So it might be just confirmation there that Famous died after Howard. So that would mean he didn't die the same night that he was arrested. It was a little after that. So gives us a little bit more clues on what's going on, but I'll touch on that later. Anyways, next We get to your boy Neek, and he letting folks know he want to look like he never left. My boy getting his hairline back up. He getting his clothes ready. I nigga getting ready to turn up. And then we get to Lou. He pays a visit to Grandma Joyce. Joyce tried to finesse him into killing her, just like she tried to do Marvin. She was like, that little ugly ass nigga was a little too scared because he's shaking. Basically, Lou was like, nah, that ugly ass nigga ain't shaking. And then that's when she said that Lou was fragile. She was trying to press both of them buttons, basically, to get them to go on here and put her down. But Lou was like, nah, ugly ass nigga, I can't do it. And she was like, don't worry about what it do to me, ugly ass nigga. It's gonna put my ugly ass to rest. He's like, I ain't worried about what it's gonna do to you, ugly ass nigga. I'm worried about what it's gonna do to me. So anyways, next, we get to your boy B Rilla. He bumping his boot ass rap rhymes, thinking he really can. Look at him. Oh, who's next? I got another booty ass record. Who next? You, ugly ass nigga. We finna get your ass to boot and get your booty ass up out of here, ugly ass nigga. But anyways, he thought he was flowing up in there. Even the little ugly ass white dude up in there with him agreed with him. But trust me, my nigga, you was booty as hell. Next, hold on though. But shortly after that, I don't know how I didn't get the photo of it, but I'm gonna address it. Shortly after that, he came out the booth. Lou asked him could he change it up a little bit, but the little ugly ass nigga was like, man, you told me my flow was dope. Now you want me to change it? You the one that got the problem. And he actually put his hands on it. And Lou was like, you know what? I'm gonna step out before I do something ugly as hell. And then of course B Rilla was like, I love to see that. And then Lou casually walked on and was like, look, you wouldn't, ugly ass nigga. And that's how you know it's them type of people that you don't really want to mess with. But he don't know that. Anyways, next we get to the little ugly critter again, sitting at 3 foot 3 inches, standing beside Crank. And they over there making up some BS story. So that's why I think all 3 of them little bad niggas is in on this. Because why would they be going on with the same look BS story? Because you know that stuff went to Juke. Anyways, they over there capping, saying there was Freddy's crew that was behind it. And they made up some BS story about they seen him grab him over there on some block, they said. And of course, Kanan, being filled with rage, not thinking straight, believed them. Because you gotta think about, as soft as them little young niggas was after they watched you beat the brakes off they man right there in front of it and they didn't retaliate, come on, more than likely they ain't finna retaliate on Famous because of what happened. Anyways, next, there go the scene. My bad, it was after it. Anyways, I just told y'all what happened. Lou basically let that little glass know. And y'all let me know in the comments, do y'all think that Lou gonna end up taking this last nigga out, or will he go out possibly when with a robbery going wrong? Let me know in the comments. But anyways, next we get to your girl Juke, and she is having a 007 moment up in some little, I don't know where she at. She had a basement, wherever she at, but she had a whole simulation drill going on. She came up in there, they called me jukebox, and came through there spraying, hit every target. Just let you know she's absolutely jukebox and no longer Laverne, and she is turning into the crazy bitch that your boy Tommy told us about in OG Power. Anyways, next we have the meeting between Rock Stefano and this Afghan dude, if I forgot his name. Anyways, and basically Rock was letting them know, look, this is how I want it, this is the number, this is what it is, you take it or leave it. Long story short, the glad nigga said, I'll take it. Next we get to Rock again, and she's paying a visit to Kanan's spot, but he wasn't there. It was Crystal. And basically she wanted to deliver a message to him. She wanted to tell Kanan some kind of good news, but we don't know what the good news was because Kanan wasn't there. But she asked Crystal to look out for him because he's not in a good place right now. And you can kind of tell it seems like Rock is kind of likes Crystal because she knows that she's smart and, you know, she actually cares about him to a degree. So I can see something very interesting going on with this situation, but I'm not going to talk about it in this particular video. Anyways, next we get to Lou again, and now he has called up Jessica because he's going through it and he was having the urge to want to have a drink. So she was the only one he was thinking about that he could call, and she, of course, came to his aid. And, you know, she took the drink away from him, and they had a brief talk about, you know, Famous or whatever. And he was letting her know that he loved him. He loved Fame, and she said loved Fame, loved him too. Yada, yada, yada. Bunch of shit, whatever. Now we get to your boy Biggie. As you can see, he walks up. Neek walks up to him. He walks up, baby. Hold up, now. Who's this walking through my door? First cut, kicking down my moors. Fat ass nigga. Anyway, though, he was like, he thought he was dead, and he was like, I've been getting that a lot, man, nigga. But basically, Neek was like, look, you know, he was asking them for soldiers, and Biggie was like, why you ain't looking for Queens niggas? Queens, what happened to they little lad? And basically, you know, he let them know that Queens niggas have been spoken for right now, so he need a different army, and of course, he's trying to keep a low profile. So basically, Biggie was like, I got what you need, but it ain't gonna be cheap. And Neek was like, alright, but you know, I wouldn't step to a glad nigga like you if I didn't think I wasn't planning on paying you what you're worth. Anyways, next we get to your boy Marvin, and he's actually looking stressed. And I wanted to get this particular photo particularly because, as you can see, the ring, that same ring that we seen being flashed doing when it looks like someone putting a gun on your boy Famous, that is that same ring, people. So I want to make sure y'all get a good look at it. Also, you can also see the bracelet is visible in that same image. Marvin has on this bracelet, letting you know that that was indeed him behind that blurred out photo. Now, what's the whole situation behind all of that? Could be something different. I have my theory. I'll be releasing that video also later on, but not in this particular video. But anyways, though, he's sitting there waiting patiently for Juke to walk through the door, and he walks through, she comes in and notice that his gun, you know, because Marvin noticed that his gun was missing, and basically he was saying to him, look, he was asking Juke what's wrong, the reason why she's been, you know, doing the target practice and stuff. He could just, you know, tell that something was bothering her. He was like, was it because when you put down your friend's husband, or what was it? And he was like, look, if that was me, my man got put down, I've been ugly as hell around the whole city. I don't want you being ugly like that. Because if you being me, you being ugly. But anyways, next we get to your boy Kanan. He's returning to the apartment, and Crystal, it was there waiting on him, and she was basically, you know, a little concerned that he would go out and do something bad, but he was letting her know that he wasn't up to anything, and also that you know, she could just go to bed. But she was like, but you thinking of this lad? And he was like, well, I can't help but to think it. Fame was my brother. So I think that a lot of things is being foreshadowed here, but I don't know if y'all peeping it. But like I said, there'll be videos about this situation as well. Anyways, back to Marvin. That really, what I just said is what they were talking about here. So basically, you know, it's out of order a little bit again. Either way, he was just letting her know that, you can't be being ugly like me. But she was like, but I am you, ugly ass nigga. And he was like, yeah, but being me ain't good, because I'm only good for one thing, and that's being ugly. Be somebody else. You ain't gotta be ugly, Juke. But basically, he don't know that she is already gone. She is becoming another hideous specimen, just like you, my boy. Next, we get to the boy Lou, and Jessica stopped through again, and they having a little moment and stuff like that. He's letting them know. Lou's letting Jessica know that he's still thinking about fame, and he's thinking about, getting back at whoever did whatever they did to him, took him out, torturing him like that. And she was like, that's not going to bring my brother back. But, she can help him get his mind off it. And you know what that means. But anyways, next we get to your boy Chef Boo ID. Chef Boo ID was like, he heard about what happened to Terry, and that it's a lot of ugly ass shit going on. But, he ain't Terry. He knows what he signed up for, so he's not backing out, but he wants to be able to feel safe. So basically, Rock was letting them know that, look, we gon' up security, and that way the only thing you gonna have to worry about it, lad nigga, is where you gonna be spending your money at. But we all know that ain't gonna be the truth. Anyways, next we get back to your girl Juke, because Kanan was beating on the door. When she answered it, he was like, was you serious about being ugly with me? And she was like, hell yeah. And she went to go look for the gun that Marvin had. It's crazy, Marvin put the gun back. He tried to hide it, but didn't hide it at the same time. So instead of having it on the right side of the couch, the glad nigga put it on the left side of the couch. And she was like, this ain't glad nigga. And then she grabs the gun, and of course, both of them heads out. Next, we get to your boy Marvin, and he's having a conversation with Early Tyler. Basically, Early Tyler was like, man, this booking stuff ain't what it was, what it was hyped up to be. Like, your money good, but this ugly ass niggas, ugly ass Italians thinking that they don't have to pay. And then Marvin turned to the side to try to find out who he was talking. He was like, ugly ass nigga, that's your problem. You need to hide that shit. But at the same time, you're not thinking about it that's your problem too. You must forget what Stefano said. If your boy Early Tyler gets to the point that he feel like he can't make his money, then that means it's damaging Stefano's organization. And if you damaging Stefano, like he said, he's gonna be looking at you, nigga. Anyways, next you get back to your boy Lou, and of course he's still contemplating about your boy Fame, and then in comes Imani or Corgi. She tries to comfort him a little bit, even lets him know that she got that other little artist that he was interested in. But of course, she so happened to look over and notice that it was a Jessica jewelry necklace on whatever that was on, a stand, wherever it was on. And she was like, oh, so your little lad back with Jessica now, huh? All right. And of course, she was upset about it. Wonder would she try to, get some get back on him for that? Y'all let me know in the comments. But anyways, next we get to Juke and Kanan, and he's looking out at Freddy's crew at the court. Kanan basically was letting them know it's 4 they look glad and they probably all scrapped. But Juke, peeping game, was like, these look glad nigga hooping. They ain't got no gun on them while they hooping. They guns is in their jacket, which was farther enough away from them that they can pull up on them without either one of them, being able to get the drop on them. She was like, all we gotta do is just pull up on them and get the drop on them before they get to their coat, and it ain't nothing they little glad can do. So anyways, next, it happened just as Juke said. One ugly nigga even tried to hurry up and run to his jacket, and she shot at at his legs. Like, you move again, I'm gonna mess your little ugly ass up. And Juke wasn't playing, bro. Like, Juke is ugly as hell now. And I love it. But anyways, she put it on the little ass nigga, made one little ass nigga cry. And of course, eventually the little fat nigga was like, they heard it was the police who put Fame down. And she was saying basically the same thing I was thinking. Why would the police put him down when they were the ones trying to get information out of him? But basically they were saying that's what they heard. To me, it could possibly be another red herring and, a distraction to keep them from figuring out who's actually responsible for it. But, that's another video. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Anyways, next we get back to your boy, B-Rilla. And he's meeting up with some ugly ass nigga, bald-headed fake, damn, what's his name? I can't even think of the ugly ass nigga name right now. But anyways, the nigga name is Kenyatta, and basically he stays in the plan to rob your boy Gelfrid, as I'm gonna call Garfield. But anyways, we all knew that was coming. I feel like if you're not a casual fan, if you're a power fan, really hardcore power fan that pays attention to the show a lot, we all knew that was coming. Because why would you tell a ugly ass nigga that you leave? Like, even different, you told it to a regular person. Why would you tell a ugly ass nigga like B-Rilla you got a stash of money laying around the house? You know that ugly ass nigga was coming to try to rob you. But anyways, he staged a plan to try to rob him with this ugly ass nigga named Kenyatta. And I'm telling you now, that shit not gonna go the way he plans. Next, we get back to Lou. And he pays Jessica another visit and was letting her know that basically she left her necklace at his studio. But come on, you can't tell me Lou and Jessica don't remind y'all just like Ghost and Angela. They having a Ghost and Angela moment, no doubt about it. But anyway, she was letting them know that she's also going back to Los Angeles along with her mother, and they're leaving out tomorrow. And Lou lets them know that you always leaving and I'm always staying, just like Ghost and Angela. And just like Angela, she told them, well, your little glad can come too. There's a lot out there in Los Angeles, which Angela also tried to get Ghost to do several times, but of course he couldn't leave Tommy, and Lou not going to be able to leave his family there in Queens. So it's basically the same parallels going on. But anyways, though, next we get to arguably the best scene of the night. Your girl Rock walks into a spot. She's walking in, the wind blowing as the windows open. Wind blowing hard as hell. And she walks into her kitchen and she sees a ghost. She's like, what the hell is this? And of course, it was none other than the ugly ass nigga named Unique, possibly named Breeze, standing in that kitchen eating butter pecan. And she was like, oh no, this ugly ass nigga right here. And this is just interesting. I just can't wait to see this next episode. They need to stop playing with us. Them 6 days need to hurry up, because this is crazy. I believe this is absolutely gonna be the best episode yet, and it's gonna be lit. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all for this particular recap. Big lad niggas, definitely let me know what y'all thinking up in the comments about the overall episode. You can go ahead and make a few predictions if you want as well up in the comments, or what do you think of this video, etc. But anyways, like usual, if you're cool with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share it with your friends. But until the next video, I'm out.